Hey folks, welcome back. This video, there's a few videos that I'm going to make because there's been a lot of interest over the past. One is rum toff. 'Tis the season to start collecting the berries as they become ripe out in the wild. I miss strawberries, but I started already with the raspberries. I picked a bunch of raspberries this morning. Some of the service berries are ready. So those are going into a rum toff jar. Now, I don't drink rum toff. I probably have 2 sips a year, but I know others that rather enjoy it. So I will be showing you how I make that. Now, Lori at Off Grid World. This is how I make my sun tea. I just made it like 10 minutes ago. And I take, for a quart jar, I take 3. These are green tea bags because that's what I had open. And some of the raspberries that I picked this morning, and some of the service berries. Some of you know that as blueberries. They're both wild. And I put them in a jar, filled it with water. Because I was too lazy to go in my pantry to get a lid, I just took a sandwich baggie, put it over there, and I had a band on this here. This is a used, washed out mason jar. I think it had green beans in it one day. And so I just put the baggie over the top, took the band, and set it in the sun. So I'm going to bring this back to the sun, but what I will do is I'll take a dab of honey when this is ready, stir that in, allow it to cool, and then put it in the cooler on ice. And tomorrow, because it's supposed to be as hot as, well, it's supposed to be hotter tomorrow, I'll have this to drink. So that's how I make my sun tea, Lori. I saw your video. As far as pickling radishes, how I do it is 9 times out of 10, I just make a simple brine here. And that is 1 cup vinegar, 1 cup water, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt or pickling salt or whatever you want to use, and 1 tablespoon of sweetener. Sometimes I use white sugar. Not a fan of white sugar. I do have it on hand. But a lot of times I'll just put some honey in it. I use a lot of honey here for sweetener. And then I will put that in a pot. I will bring it to boil, stir it so all the salt is melted, or sugar if that's what you're using. And then I set that aside. I take my radishes. And I cut them up sliver fine. The radish might be this big around, and I'll just take them and cut them into slices real thin, because that's just how I happen to like them, and more will fit into a jar. I usually make mine in a pint mason jar, and throw them in the cooler. They're basically a refrigerator pickle. If you want to add some ginger or some cayenne pepper, or add jalapenos in there, anything you want to add in there. If I'm going to, usually what I do is when I pickle my radishes, I'm not doing it this year. I don't think anyway. I still have time to plant radishes. I've got radish seed. If I do that this year, I will, like I have in the past, I'll also cut up some onion slices really fine and put them in with the radishes. They're really good on a hot dog or a hamburger or even as a side. So that's how I do it. I rather enjoy pickled radishes. I tend to get the radishes. Hey! 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 Yeah, cut it out. I tend to grow the radishes that aren't super hot. They're kind of mild. So that goose over there is the goose that was sitting on the nest in the cubby. She abandoned her nest. One day she rolled a goose egg out. The next day she rolled a couple of duck eggs out. And she was only, at the end, she was only sitting on one egg. And she was fighting a duck over that nest. And she was also fighting another female goose that wanted to sit on that nest. So none of them hatched. So what I've got for geese, baby geese this year are the 6. That's all I've got. I think so. That's all I got out of all those eggs. So as far as the Muscovy duck that is sitting on eggs in the woodshed, she's doing another week or so. And the Muscovy duck I found way back in the corner, where I never look, right? Because they've never laid any eggs there. I had a baby duck, Muscovy duck, run away from me, went in the corner. I bent down to reach in that back corner, but I always look first because you never know what's in a dark corner. There she was, sitting on some eggs, right? I'm still nursing that baby Muscovy duck that one of the adult males stood on the head, right? I don't know if it's going to make it, folks. We'll see. So I'm still having to hand water it and hand feed it. And it does not like that collar. It doesn't like that collar at all. So, all right. So, it's rather hot. Yeah, it's right here. It's 92 right in the shade. So, and tomorrow is supposed to be 92, so it'll be more like 95. You folks from Canada and your wildfires, we're getting quite a bit of that smoke today. Matter of fact, we've not only had a heat advisory, we've had a humidity advisory and a smoke advisory. So this morning, between the fog and the smoke, it was pretty hazy here. You couldn't see up the bog very far. There it is. That's how I make my sun tea. And whatever berry goes in there is whatever is in season. The elderberries will be coming off. The blackberries will be coming off. More blueberries. The nanny berries. There's all kinds of berries here that I could throw in with my tea, my sun tea. And for a quart jar, a lot of times I will use 3 to 4 tea bags. I've got loose tea too. I've got all kinds of loose tea in there. But the tea bags are it's just easier for me. Quicker, right? So there's the update here. I've already been up and got a few more Japanese beetles off from this grape trellis up here. My other 2 grape trellises haven't been hit with Japanese beetles yet. I'm very thankful for that. And the Japanese beetles have not gotten down to my elderberries yet. So if they stay contained right up in that area, and if I can keep on top of them by going out several times a day and collecting them, I'm hoping I can keep on top of them, but it's early for Japanese beetles here, so we'll see when the season gets in full swing. Now, the cucumber beetles, everybody around me is getting hit by cucumber beetles. I have not seen a cucumber beetle here. So, if you garden, like me and Sister Bob were talking the other day, if you garden, everything seems to be against the gardener, whether it's the bugs, whether it's the weather. Everything just seems to be against the gardener, but the gardener's got to be tougher. The gardener's got to try to figure it out, make it work, if at all possible. And we just do the best we can. That's all we can do in life anyway, is do the best we can. And if something doesn't work, move on. Hopefully it doesn't happen again next time, or you've learned another trick that you can try next year. And just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward, right? It's all we can do. right? It's all we can do. Bye bye.